Hello, and welcome to the Friday show of Adamo Baseball, where I'm your host, Adamo, and this is the first Friday show of 2021. I missed it. I liked having the break. I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, so I kind of needed it, but at the same time, it's the Friday show! And if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And so I'm going to be breaking down opening day. So I'm going to go ahead and get the two elephants out of the room first. First reason being, look, I'm a Red Sox fan, but I usually talk about the Orioles and the Nationals. The Red Sox-Orioles opening day was postponed because of rain. Not much you can do about that, but it's actually happening right now as I'm recording this episode, and the Orioles are up 2-0. I don't actually have any details on that. And it's in the 8th. The Nationals game against the Mets was postponed. Actually, the whole series this weekend has been canceled because 5 members of the Nationals organization tested positive for COVID. 4 players with 1 staff member. One of the players has a fever, or at least had a fever as of this morning, and the other 3 players were asymptomatic. I don't have any info regarding the staff member, but that is the information that I have. So in this episode, I'm going to be breaking down all 15 games. Those are the first 2. I just wanted to get those out of the way. And I want to make it clear, I feel bad about the player. I don't necessarily know that I showed enough sympathy last year for the COVID outbreaks. Well, I'll make it clear that I do feel for those who have it. And I just got my first dose of the Moderna vaccine this morning. And that's because I'm active duty. It's not because where I am is willing to give it to everybody. So those are the first 2 games. Now, first game I gotta watch almost the whole game, Toronto Blue Jays versus New York Yankees. This was a really good game. I enjoyed the whole game. Even if the Blue Jays lost, I still would have enjoyed it because it was a good game. The Jays took an early 1-0 lead. I missed that, but I was able to catch the game afterward. Hyun-Jin Ryu threw 5 1/3, 5 1/3 innings, 2-run ball. There were some times when it looked like he struggled with control a little bit, but beyond that, he actually was pretty much in control. Garrett Cole had a really good game. I think they let him throw 6 full innings. I don't know the full stats on that, but I think he did. And then Aaron Boone either pulled him in the 6th or in the 7th. But it was after he gave up a home run to Hernandez. It was a solo home run. It tied the game. So that made both pitchers ineligible for the win. Because if you, as a starter, go out of the game with game tied and your team does not score the winning run in the next half inning, you lose the game. And if you're pulled before the end of the half inning, you're no longer eligible for the win. It's kind of a weird rule. Then the Blue Jays bullpen, they got a lot of props yesterday because they managed to go from the 6th inning all the way through the 10th without giving up a single run. I thought they were a bit wild. They didn't throw wild pitches, but it looked to me like they actually did struggle with control a bit. Except in the 10th. I don't remember the name of the reliever, but the guy who got the save, he was on point. He was 1 strike away from throwing an immaculate inning. An immaculate inning is 9 pitches, 9 strikes. I've seen replays of those. I've never seen one live. I saw Pedro Martinez throw one on YouTube, but I never saw it in actually happening. Jor, all right, so the Jays lost Kirby Yates for the year. He was supposed to be their closer. Jordan Romano is expected to be the new closer going forward. He did pitch a good ninth, and he got the win. I don't know which Yankees pitcher took the loss. But yeah, it was a fun game. So Major League Baseball kept the runner on second base rule in extra innings, which I'm perfectly fine with. I understand why people don't like it. But in a year like this, it's kind of needed because bullpens are going to get real shot real fast because a lot of starting pitchers are going to be dealing with dead arms this year. So it's going to be needed to prevent games going 18 to 19 innings throughout the year. And because of that, the Jays were able to score the winning run in the 10th. So I think I've babbled on about that game long enough. The next game, Tigers over Cleveland, 3-2. So I was watching the MLB Now thing that they have during baseball games, and this was fun. Miguel Cabrera hit a home run, couldn't see that the ball went over the wall, so he slid into second base and just stood there, looked at the ump and was like, wait, that was a home run? Oh, cool. Then just kept right on running. Now he's 12 home runs short of hitting 500 for his career, and he's that close to being the sixth player, I think it is, the sixth player to hit 500 home runs and 3,000 hits for a career. Is it 6? Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Eddie Murray, Rafael Palmeiro, Alex Rodriguez, Albert Pujols. Okay, Miggy would be the 7th. And if you hit that, as long as you don't have like PEDs anywhere in your history, you're automatically elected into the Hall of Fame. That is one of those stats where it's like, okay, you got it. Either one by themselves is enough, but that's like first ballot level. And Matt Boyd, the starter for the Tigers, he's one of their young prospects, like one of their young guys that actually is proving his worth. And he had a really good game. Then Shane Bieber, last year's Cy Young winner, apparently only lost one game last year for Cleveland. And he got roasted. I don't know that he made it into the 4th inning. He gave up 3 runs. Personally, I think that it was just a bad game. All players have them. I don't care if you're Greg Maddux. I don't care if you're Derek Jeter. You're going to have a bad game. Shane Bieber had his yesterday. That's really all I have to say about that game, but that was a really good game. Milwaukee Brewers, 6. Minnesota Twins, 5. Okay, this was fun. Bottom of the 8th, the Milwaukee Brewers were down, I think, 5-2. And they made a 3-run comeback. Or they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th to tie the game. And then they end up hitting a walk-off in the bottom of the 10th. Josh Hader got the win for throwing the 9th inning. Yeah, Christian Yelich actually got to play baseball. Woo! And yeah, that's really all I got to say about that one. Pittsburgh Pirates 5, Chicago Cubs 3. I was already talking about Ke'Bryan Hayes before this game. He had a home run in the 1st inning. So he was the one who got things going for Pittsburgh early. The score says 5-3. It really wasn't that close. Pittsburgh pretty much dominated most of the game. Don't expect to hear those words very much this season. But it was a really good game for Pittsburgh. Howard was the Pirates pitcher that got the win. I'm guessing he's a bullpen guy because I don't remember saying his name when I was talking about the Pirates during my preview. Philadelphia 3, Atlanta 2. No JT Realmuto got an RBI with a single into, or a ground single into right field. But I really don't remember that much else. The game went to 10. So, yeah, that was a walk-off hit, or walk-off. That one. The Phillies had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th, and the Braves pitcher threw a wild pitch. Guy scored. I think it was that game where that happened. Winning pitcher was Brogdon. I vaguely remember saying that name at some point. I'm going to be wrong about that, but I vaguely remember that. St. Louis Cardinals 11, Reds 10. So in that game, the Cards jumped up on Luis Castillo early. They scored 6 runs in the first inning. I think this is Luis Castillo's bad game because, he's a better pitcher than that. Unless if this is going to be a down year, which is possible, I think that it was just a bad game for him. I really think so. And the Cards just kept racking it up. Don't expect to hear that too much this season because the Cards had a good offensive showing opening day, but never judged an entire season on opening day. It's like basing an entire game off the first inning. Yes, you can score all the runs in the first. That doesn't mean you're going to win it. Okay, these are the games that I love that I realize that a lot of people hate. A 1-0 game. Tampa, 1. Miami, nothing. Austin Meadows hit a solo home run. That was the difference in the game. It says the winning pitcher was Ryan Thompson. Austin Meadows must have hit that home run after the 6th inning because Tyler Glasnow he threw 6 shutout innings. And it wasn't like, he was just lucky for a while. No, he legit hit 6 shutout innings. He was threw 6 shutout innings. He actually was that good at yesterday. He pitched like an ace. And that's taking nothing away from Miami. Okay, you hold, opening day, your starter only gives up 1 run? Or, I don't think it was their starter. I can't remember the guy's name. It's not Sixto Sanchez. I think was it Hernandez? Who was their starter yesterday? He's one of their young prospects. It's just unfortunate. 1-0 games are always going to be heartbreakers for the losing team. But you got to score. And, yeah, their pitching staff was obviously able to put together a 1-run game. You can't really ask for much more than that. You can't ask for a shutout every day. The next game that I was able to catch at least part of the game. I wasn't able to see the whole thing. This was just wild. Colorado 8, Dodgers 5. Again, never judge the season based on opening day. The Dodgers have their first losing record at any point in the season in, I think, 3 years. I think it was 2018, and it was early. Now, granted, it's opening day, so it's really not that big a deal, but it still technically counts in that regard, so whatever. So this one's kind of dumb. So Justin Turner was on first base. Cody Bellinger hit a home run that went into, I think can't remember it wasn't Charlie Blackmon. Charlie Blackmon's in right. Tapia, I think Raimel Tapia, I think that's the left fielder's name for Colorado. Caught the ball, but because of the momentum and the fact that his glove hit the top of the wall, the ball popped out and it went over the wall. It was a home run. Well, all Justin Turner saw was that the ball went into his glove. So he thought, oh crap, he's out. I got to run back to first base. He didn't look at either the first or third base coach and did not look at Cody Bellinger telling him, no, keep going. It's a home run. Baseball rules dictate that you cannot run past another player. If you run past another player, it's not a home run. You actually have to take your base. So that was what ended up changing a home run to a very long single, and Justin Turner was forced to stay at second base. It should have been a 2-run home run. I don't know if they ended up scoring after that, but if they didn't, that might have been the difference in the game because it changes how you manage after that. I only know about this rule, apart from them talking about it like crazy on SportsCenter. I primarily know about this rule because Robin Ventura, I want to say it was like 15 years ago, when he was a New York Met, hit a grand slam, he hit a home run, and he just outran the guy on the bases. There was another base runner. He just flat out outran him, and they cited that rule against Robin Ventura right then because of that. That's the only other time I've heard of that actually being necessary. But the Rockies ended up holding on. Gonzalez took the win. The story is probably Daniel Bard, because he gave a lot of Rockies fans a heart attack, or at the very least gave them culinary palpitations in the ninth inning, because he loaded the bases and then finally got the last 2 outs in order to get the save. So I didn't know the story until I was watching the game. So Daniel Bard basically just quit playing after the 2013 season when the Red Sox, or one of the years that the Red Sox won the World Series. He was on that team. So he has a ring. Well, he was out of baseball until last season, and he actually pitched pretty well for the Rockies last year. He was the NL Comeback Player of the Year. So this year, they went ahead and kept him as their closer. So he may actually end up staying in that role going forward. I'll be surprised if he does. This next game, if you want offense, this game had it. By far the most runs scored, 24 combined. Kansas City Royals 14, Texas Rangers 10. So I think they scored 12 runs in the first, if I'm not mistaken. So here, I'm looking it up. The game took 4 hours and 26 minutes because of that much offense. No, I was very, very mistaken. The Royals and Rangers both scored 5 in the first inning, so it's 10 runs combined. And the Rangers actually had the lead going into the 4th inning. This was in Kansas City. Midway through the 3rd, the Rangers were up 8-5. The Royals scored 5 runs in the 3rd and 4th inning. to go up 10-8. They didn't relinquish command, though it was actually pretty close until the seventh inning. The Royals put some distance between the two. But that's a lot of runs for one game. Now, I made it pretty clear that the Royals have got the offense this year. It's their pitching staff that really needs work. So, hey, if that offense can continue building the way it is, because a lot of that was free agency, if they can build their pitching staff a bit, we may have a story. Here we go. This was a good one. San Diego 8, Arizona Diamondbacks 7. Eric Hosmer had himself a game. Like, seriously, he had himself a really good game yesterday. He had 3 hits. I think one of them was a double and one was a home run. And they actually had to rally against Arizona. I want to say it was like 7-4 or something late in the game. If there's one thing you'll notice, is that none of the starters got a win yesterday. We always look at the starters when it comes to like wins. Starters didn't have it yesterday. Okay, so here's how it went. The Diamondbacks had a 6-run fifth to go up 7-6, and then each of the 6th and 7th innings, the Padres scored a run to go up and hold an 8-7 lead. Just one more. Yeah, Eric Hosmer did have a double and a home run. Yu Darvish is knocked out in the 5th. He gave up 4 of the 7 runs. Emilio Pagan got the win, and Melancon, former Brave, got the save. So that's what happened there. LA Angels 4, White Sox 3. Don't get used to hearing the Angels over the White Sox much. Like, I still think the Angels are going to win the division. I fully understand if you don't think so. But the Angels' winning pitcher was Mayers. I actually don't know much about this game. I didn't really follow it that much. Trout, Pujols lead Angels late rally. Oh, wow. Yeah, they actually had RBIs in the 8th inning to put the Angels up in the 8th inning, and the White Sox weren't able to keep it. Adam Eaton had a 2-run home run, knocking in Tim Anderson. So that's really all the story that I have for that one. I really didn't see much for that game. So, of the starting pitchers who got a win yesterday, there was a grand total of 2. Matt Boyd of the Detroit Tigers. Cleveland scored their 2 runs after Matt Boyd left the game. The other one, Zach Greinke. Houston 8, Athletics 1. There's not really much to tell on that one, because 8-1 games. While stats don't usually tell the whole story, this was the game where stats tell you everything or the final score tells you pretty much everything you really need to know. Greinke got an opening day start. The main thing really to know is that Greinke actually doesn't have a very good history opening day. But yesterday, he had a great game. And then for the last game, Seattle 8, San Francisco 7 in the 10th. I was wrong about the Phillies game. It was the Mariners-Giants game where a wild pitch, this was a walk with the bases loaded. Jake Fraley walked to first base, and Evan White scored the winning run. The other story to really tell here is that the Mariners were down 5. Yeah, they scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th to tie the game, to take the lead in the game. San Francisco tied the game in the top of the 9th, so blown save for Montero, because if he doesn't give up that run, Seattle wins. And then Mezewitz got the win for Seattle. Marco Gonzalez did not have a good opening day game. He gave up 5 runs in 6 innings. So, after this very long episode, that is opening day every single day broken down. If you'd like to see me do more episodes where I break down games like this, please comment down below. Let me know, dislike. Let me know that you don't like it. I'm man enough to take it. I'm an adult. And if you're listening to my podcast, I got a new Twitter account, AdamOBaseball1. At AdamOBaseball1. If you look up AdamOBaseball, I'm the guy that shows up. So you can follow me there. You can let me know what you think. Love it, hate it. I'm open to any and all comments. So, with that being said, thank you for listening. Cheers until next time.